Hello everyone, Son of the West again. I've come to you today to talk to you a little bit about my book, Mystic Caterpillar. Okay, basically I wrote this book when I realized the truth. Okay, now I'm going to just read a little bit to you right now. Basically, at the end of the book, I give some kind of understanding, a minimal understanding, because you got to come to your own understanding of truth. But there dwells within this book a truth that cannot be told. It must really be realized within yourself. I will tell you this: the plight that faces the children of humanity is very similar to what the Will the Caterpillar overcame. Will the Caterpillar is the main character in this book. So, actually, you are the main character in this book, but I use Will as a metaphor because it's your own will that you're trying to save. So, I will tell you this: the plight that faces the children of humanity is similar to what Will the Caterpillar overcame. The darkness we overcome in the world is the darkness within our own hearts. To overcome the world, we must overcome selfishness. One cannot overcome the world without first surrendering and letting go of all attachment to it. After all, it would have been much easier and a lot less work, more comfortable for Will to just stay within the confines and the simplicity and the structure of human life in society, or the caterpillar life in society. So let's see here. Going nowhere fast, doing nothing of true importance with his life. There is a dormant hero within each of us, and it is this heroic aspect of our lives that we truly seek to know. Although most of us are born with no real awareness of that vital life element. See Kundalini awakening. There are many ways to awaken your Kundalini, and everybody has a Kundalini. That's your life force. That's another name for your soul, basically. This is why it is such a gift and a treasure. And to awaken the Kundalini is a spiritual awakening. It's a sudden arising of awareness within yourself. It waits forever out of reach until we as individuals seek it. But we can only seek our own. We cannot seek anyone else's. Only the one who seeks will find. Only the one who knocks will it be opened to. In order to grasp it, first we must be willing to let go of everything relating to ourselves for the betterment of everyone else. Enlightenment is not gained for selfish purposes, and it cannot be grasped with one hand. It requires everything. It requires every bit of yourself. It is the greatest treasure in the world, and it cannot be held. It can only be beholded. Once we find the pure hero, child of God within ourselves, then the path of the hero, the Christ, lays out before us, easily seen through the knowledge of truth, but still invisible to those without true knowledge. This is why the true path is invisible, and the truth cannot be told, until one takes a leap of faith and suddenly finds themselves on the path. Fear clouds the mind and hides the path. Only once on the path does the path become easy to see. The truth can only be shared through experience, which is also known as gnosis. In this story, full of metaphor, the umbrella things serve as a catalyst for change, yet they are a metaphor for something that truly exists in the physical human world. See the entheogen psilocybin. I will tell you this: there always has been and always will be a catalyst for the change of the children of humanity as well. Seek and you will find the treasure in the field. The heavenly manna of the Bible, manna is believed to have been created on the first Friday of existence, is also a metaphor for this. The reason for this is simple. Our Creator and Provider, our Heavenly Father, knows precisely what we need, even though we may not know ourselves. With that said, I wish you good luck, travelers of the way. Consider this your wake-up call. So, at the end of my book, I've included not only the Hymn of the Pearl, but the Gospel of Thomas. Now, the Hymn of the Pearl tells a story of a young prince, a child of God, also known as you, who is sent from the east into Egypt to retrieve a great pearl of wisdom from the dragon who rules the west and guards the pearl. But when the prince gets to Egypt, the dragon becomes aware of his presence and his goal, and seeks to prevent him from reaching his goal. So the dragon captures the prince and makes him eat the heavy food of the Egyptians, which causes him to fall asleep and forget who he was. So much time passes in the West, the world, and the prince begins to believe that he's an Egyptian, human, eating Egyptian food, wearing Egyptian clothes, doing Egyptian human things. When his father, the king of the East, hears of his son's capture, he sends him a message which wakes him up and reminds him of who he was and what he was there for. Once reminded, he takes off the clothes of the Egyptians, physical self and matter, overcomes the dragon, worldly desire, captures the pearl, achieves enlightenment, and returns to the East, the light and life. So, the Gospel of Thomas is also an excellent interpretation of this same divine knowledge. But most importantly, it was the knowledge of Jesus uncensored by the men who seek to control religion and the world. So I bestow upon you the Gospel of Thomas. These are the secret sayings that the living Jesus spoke and Didymus Judas Thomas recorded. And he said, whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death. So the very first saying of the Gospel of Thomas states that whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings, which means that Jesus saw these sayings and he approved it as a way to pass his message into the world, as a way to continue what he was here to do without him having to physically be here and do it. So not only does it say that, but it also says you have to interpret it. If you discover the interpretation of if you can interpret what he was saying, if you can get his message, you will not taste death. So this is why, he set all this knowledge down on paper through his apostles so that they could continue on in his mission. So Jesus said this is number 2 of the Gospel of Thomas. Number 1 says, whoever discovers the interpretation of these sayings will not taste death. Number 2 says, those who seek should not stop seeking until they find. When they find, they will be disturbed. When they are disturbed, they will marvel and will reign over all. And after they have reigned, they will rest. And then there are many more. There are many more sayings just like this. Number 10 says, Jesus said, I have cast fire upon the world, and look, I'm guarding it until it blazes. He wasn't here to be our leader. He was here to point us in the right direction. You can say, oh, that's what a leader does, but in the human world, leaders take from their flock. They're selfish. The leaders of humans are selfish. The leaders of men are selfish. What we need to do is we need to have a spiritual leader, and that's what Saul was told. That's an anointed king. It was meant to be one who, there's no better person to lead the world than one who is one with God. And that's how the psilocybe mushrooms were designed, is to make you one with God. It's designed to make you a spiritual person. And you don't really become spiritual until you kind of encounter the end of physical. And so this is why God creates something that grows in this world that gives us that experience, the end of the physical self, so that we can realize the spiritual about our life and become one with that, and then start living a spiritual life and living towards a spiritual goal instead of the physical goals of this world. So I'm going to cut this short, but good luck. God bless. Love everybody. Much love, brother. And much love, sisters, brothers, and all that come to this knowledge. You are blessed, and congratulations to you. This world is not worthy of you, but those of us who are trapped here need us, and that's what we're doing. So good luck. Keep working towards the goal that we hold in our hearts, and the Father's will is the greatest will of all, and that's what we're doing. So we're going to keep passing the word and keep doing our best, and we'll help everybody that we can. Good luck. God bless. Have a great day.